How goes it? I'm Maxwell, and this is What Did We Miss? This is the segment where I report the stories WWAY didn't and let you decide whether or not I should have. Our first story comes from Maine, where a retired man is spending thousands of dollars feeding oats to deer. Richard McMahon began feeding deer outside his window, and since then the population has tripled. It's just like that kid's book says, if you give a mouse a cookie, he'll blab about it to everyone. McMahon spends close to $4,500 a year on oats, which is almost enough money to send one of the deer to college for a semester. McMahon is a former hunter and hopes that by doing this he can make amends for his past.
I haven't shot a deer for 16 years, so I kind of mended my ways and went the other way and started feeding them instead of eating them.
It's a good thing deer are more forgiving than humans, because if you used to regularly murder my family members, you could not make that up to me by buying my dinner. State biologists have given McMahon the go-ahead to continue his outreach, which is good because I'd hate for his karmic balance to be ruined because it turns out feeding deer is ultimately bad for them. Now we turn to someone whose love for animals has not been as rewarding. Nancy Holton has lived in Switzerland for over 30 years but has twice been rejected for citizenship due to her animal rights activism. In Switzerland, applications for citizenship are reviewed by your local government with input from your neighbors, and Nancy's neighbors find her obnoxious. Holton, one of the very few vegans in the area, is frequently campaigning against things that are beloved in the Swiss community, like pig racing, hunting, and cowbells. Yes, she wants less cowbell. Holton says it's cruel to put large, loud ornaments around their necks, which is coincidentally the exact same reason I oppose people wearing ascots. To put Nancy's scenario in context, imagine someone moved to our area, was always on local TV and radio telling us to stop eating Bojangles, and then it was up to us to decide whether or not they could be a North Carolina resident? We'd kick them out faster than you could say it's Bo time. Holton is now appealing her citizenship, so here's hoping the people overseeing the appeal aren't as incredibly attached to cowbells. Meet Barney, the cockatoo who is the Packers' biggest and smallest fan at the same time. Barney has been a Packers fan for 12 years. That's an impressive amount of devotion, especially compared to all the people who became Packers fans last Sunday.
Go Packers! Go Packers!
Barney and his handler have high hopes for the rest of the playoffs.
He told me the other day, he says the Packers are going all the way to the Super Bowl. That's his prediction, right?
He said all that. I guess Barney is just a bit more loquacious when the cameras aren't around. Hold on, let's look at this cage again. The bird has a signed photo of Aaron Rodgers? Now that's a bigger story. Aaron Rodgers is giving autographs to animals. Do birds just land on his shoulders carrying a pin in his headshot like he's a Disney princess? Hey, Barney, what did you think of that Disney princess joke? Yeah, I thought so too. I'm Maxwell, and that's what we missed.